No, 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 no.
Make sure to stick around to the end of the video, we're going to be discussing that one. But guys, welcome back to the latest episode of the LOI transfer show. I hope you are all keeping very, very well. Of course, it's been a hectic time in the LOI at the moment. So much going on. We're going to jump straight into it. But before we do, if you do go on to enjoy the video, please do drop a like on it down below and make sure to subscribe. It is much, much appreciated. We will start off with Bohemians, and they have began to get a little bit busy. Of course, they've had a lot of departures, so they've needed to get busy and bring some players in. The first one we'll look at is Mckeon. He's coming from Watford on a loan deal. He's an attacking midfielder or a forward. He's played for Watford's under 23 side. He's trained with their first team a couple of times as well. He's an Northern Ireland under 21 international. So it seems like a decent signing. A lot of Bohs fans, as you can kind of see, just saying, whereas we need more, like kind of keep them coming where the other players we need, kind of thing. So yeah, it is a start. They do need players, and it's definitely a start. I have never really seen him play before myself, but he seems like a decent player. They've also brought in Cassidy as well on loan from Watford. This is one I'm really impressed by. This is a really good striker to get in. Of course, this position with Georgie Kelly leaving the club, it is one that they needed to address urgently, and he seems like he will score them goals. He was with, I think it was Accrington Stanley on loan last season and scored 4 goals for them in, I think it was 11 appearances, something like that. So a decent return for him, and he's definitely a good player. He's played, I think he came through ranks at St. Kevin's. So yeah, really, really good signing for them. Bohs fans saying great news, and seems to have lifted their spirits, as you can see here. So yeah, definitely a really, really positive signing for them, considering how kind of doom and gloom it's been a little bit in terms of the departures recently. And then finally, in terms of signings for Bohs, they have brought in Grant Horton on a season-long loan deal from Cheltenham Town. Seems like a good signing as well. Another one that I don't really know a lot about. And the things with these signings is it's very kind of to get them over the line for the season. It's a shame to be losing all the youngsters and then having to get the loan players in, just in terms of trying to build a squad moving forward. I know there's Keith Long obviously got a 4-year deal to build for the future, and it's not ideal to be losing players and bringing in loans and stuff. It's just hard to do it year in year out. It's unfair on him because he's done such a great job there. But this seems like another good signing. He's played first team football for Cheltenham Town in League 1, League 2, the FA Cup and the League Cup, so he comes with a good bit of senior experience. He actually scored a great goal for Bohs against Dundalk in a friendly there, I believe, yesterday, as this is being recorded. So yeah, seems like a good signing for them. But as you can see, some of the Bohs fans a little bit concerned about all the loan deals as well in the comments here. Jesus, we signed a global accountancy firm. Brilliant. But yeah, obviously centre half needed, definitely, with the Rob Cornwall departure as well. And it did look as though Dawson Devoy was going to be leaving the club. It looked like Mckeon was going to be the destination for him. Irish Footy Vlogs actually might have been the person who broke this first, but it does not appear that Dawson Devoy will be pursuing the Mckeon's option. He's leaning towards staying at Bohemians for another season. He'll come under some pressure to change his mind before the UK window closes, so this is one that definitely keep an eye on for the next few days. But this definitely seems like an encouraging sign, according to Dan, for Bohemians. So yeah, that obviously is enormous for them. They need to keep hold of Dawson Devoy next season, keep Buckley gone from the midfield as well, having that player in the middle of the park, Ross Tierney gone as well, having that little bit consistency from last season, such a promising young player as well. It will be a huge blow to lose him, and I'm surprised he's not going abroad, going to the UK. Maybe Mckeon's, I think he could probably go a little bit higher than that, maybe to a team, because I don't think Mckeon's they're in a playoff shout. Is it like an automatic side for League 1 or a Championship side? Definitely more than capable of playing for. So yeah, maybe that's what he's kind of thinking about as well. So it's an interesting one. Have to keep an eye on it over the next few days. But Dawson Devoy at this current moment looks like he will be staying with Bohemians for the 2022 campaign. St Johnstone have dipped their toes into the LOI market and have brought in 2 top quality centre backs. First of all, John Mahon has joined them for an undisclosed fee. It's a huge loss for the LOI. He's only 22 years of age. Huge loss for Sligo, of course, as well. One of the best defenders in the league last season. I think he was Sligo's player of the year last year as well. So yeah, fans will be good. A big loss for the league and for the club as well. Zeus and Johnny Kenny, of course, as well, which we mentioned in the last transfer show. So yeah, it's a it's a real shame to see him go, and obviously you can see here the fans are bitterly disappointed, but they all do wish him well, wish him the best of luck, because he was a very, very good servant to the club in his time there. Dan Cleary, of course, gone to St Johnstone as well, so it's two new centre halves. He won 2 league titles at Dundalk and a number of other medals during his time at Oriel, and also helped us to the Europa League group stages. Best of luck, Dano. Another fantastic servant to the League of Ireland and to Dundalk, and as you can see, the fans absolutely good to see him go, but they do wish him the best of luck as well. So for St Johnstone it's 2 fantastic signings, but for Dundalk and for Sligo it's 2 huge departures. Next up we have Bastian Herry signing for Finn Harps. This is a really interesting one. Obviously Bastian Herry did sign with Bohemians last season, and just never really got a look in there at all, didn't really do much last year at all, so it was a bit of a waste of a campaign for him. But this could be exactly the type of move that could reignite his career. It's just a matter to see which one we get. It could be the one that was at Waterford and was phenomenal, or it could be the one that was kind of at Bohemians and probably didn't really get a look in, probably wasn't worthy of getting a look in, maybe you could say. You can kind of see some Bohs fans in the replies to this signing kind of saying watch out from kind of thing, and not in that nice of terms, but you know what I mean. Didn't set the world alight at Derry either or Linfield for that matter, so it's really going to be a case of if he can get that form from when he was at Waterford back up and running at Finn Harps, then they've got a real player in their hands. But if not, it could be just a kind of waste of a wage sitting on the bench. So it remains to be seen, but I do believe Ollie Horton get the best out of him. I 100% do believe that. And of course Finn Harps have lost a lot of strikers. You've looking at Tunde Owolabi, Sean Boyd, Adam Foley of course as well, but they have eventually brought one in. They have signed Yo-Yo Matty from Shelbourne, a fantastic signing. Bit disappointed from Michelle's point of view that he has gone. I really did like him. I was so excited when he first signed for the club. I thought this is going to be our striker for the next couple of years. Didn't quite work out that way, kind of played out wide at times last year, and he scored the 4 goals in I think it was 21 appearances, a lot of them off the bench and stuff as well, so never really worked out as he would have liked at Shells, or as the fans would have liked really. But I think this could be the perfect move from him. We've seen his ability the year before at UCD. He scored 16 goals in 18 games, fantastic record. This feels like the perfect move from at this stage of his career. Some of the fans are delighted. Great signing. Welcome to Finn Harps. Terrific signing for what the club and the player who knows where the onion bag is. Enjoy your journey with the legend that is Ollie. Yeah, the Finn Harps fans were buzzing, and rightfully so, because this feels like the perfect move from him. As I said, like this is kind of reignite his career again. And not that it was a bad season last year, but this is going to be one where it's for in the Premier Division, a little bit of a step up obviously, but I think this could be the perfect move, and he's going to score them a lot of goals next season. Being the main man, I think he needs to be the main man. That's another big thing from, I think Michael O'Connor was leading the line for Shells last year. I think Yo-Yo needs to be the main man, and I think he will be at Finn Harps. Potentially the reason that Yo-Yo Matty was allowed to leave the club is due to the signing of Sean McSweeney for Shelbourne. He scored 6 times and a lot of assists for Treaty United last year as they did reach the playoffs. He also played for Limerick beforehand as they were in the Premier Division as well. 24 years of age. He's a striker but can play as in a numerous amount of positions across the front. Damien Duff is delighted that Sean has joined the young exciting group. He has a great presence up front, is very technical and play a number of positions. We believe that he can add another dimension to our attacking play, so Damien Duff very excited by the signing. Another Shell signing, Aaron O'Driscoll, the centre half who was with Longford last season. I believe he is signed on a permanent deal from Mansfield Town. Kieran Burke here, who of course would have watched Longford Town an awful lot last season, tweeted out saying Shelbourne fans need to sign a player who has the potential to be the best centre back in Ireland. And I actually applied to him, seeing this, big fan of Kieran's Between the Stripes podcast. It's a huge statement, I love it. Didn't see Longford as much as I would have liked last season. Guess we should be excited. He said, I was lucky, or perhaps unlucky enough, to be at basically every Longford game last season. In the weakest team in the division, he was pretty much man of the match in all bar a small handful of games. He absolutely oozes class, good enough to play for a top 3 side in my opinion. So those comments are very exciting from a Shelbourne point of view, and I cannot wait to see him in red. And finally for Shells, they have to confirm the signing of Welsh under-21 goalkeeper Lewis Webb. When I first saw this, I was thinking second choice keeper signing to Brendan Clark, but looking more into it, it does seem as though he is being brought in to compete with Brendan Clark 100%. He's been a regular part of the under-23 side for Swansea, and actually has been a regular part of their first team squad travelling to games across the championship, whether it's a second choice or third choice goalkeeper. But he definitely comes in with a good reputation and looks like a player that I think could definitely be challenging for the number 1 jersey next season. It's good to have players just keeping each other on their toes. Of course Brendan Clark was fantastic last season and is an unbelievable goalkeeper, but it's good to have a bit of competition. It's always healthy, I think. We'll move on to Sligo Rovers, who of course are looking looking for a new signing in the striker department after the departure of Johnny Kenny, their top goal scorer from last season, and they have brought in Aidan Kenna from Falkirk, I believe it is. Just looking at it here, he's a new striker that they've signed, and a lot of people are absolutely delighted. Welcome Aidan, great signing him. Hope it all goes well for you. Cheers for the few years. A lot of fans saying take good care of him, so it looks as though he's been popular amongst fans of his previous clubs, which is always a good sign, I think, as well. Interestingly enough, he has a prior relationship with Liam Buckley, which might have been the clincher in this deal to get this one over the line. He did make his senior debut for St Patrick's Athletic at 17 years of age, under, of course, Liam Buckley at the time. He is 22 now, and yeah, as I said, it is a big ask for him to come in and step in the shoes of Johnny Kenny, but it's one that he'll definitely embrace the challenge of. Moving on to St Patrick's Athletic, the FAI Cup winners and runners-up in the league last season. They have brought in Tom Grivosti from Ross County on a permanent deal. They've been giving him the number 5 jersey, so it looks like he's going to be a starting centre back for them, 22 years of age, and definitely a interesting signing. He was on loan in Scottish League 2 last season with Elgin City and made 13 appearances, and I believe he did impress while with Elgin City. So yeah, definitely a good signing for St Pat's, and it could be a good one for their back for next season. Another defensive signing for St Pat's is Jack Scott on loan from Wolverhampton Wanderers. He is another Northern Ireland under 21 right back, and he is a very attacking fullback. Tim Clancy has come out and said that he is a really highly recommended attacking fullback who loves to get forward, and we know that Tim Clancy loves to have a right back who loves to get forward. We knew that from last season with James Brown at Drogheda United. So yeah, this one fits the mould of the way he likes to play, and I think it's the perfect signing for Tim Clancy's side. And finally, we have Adam O'Reilly, who joins St Patrick's Athletic on loan from Preston North End, a 20-year-old midfielder who was actually on loan with Waterford last season and did impress there as well. He describes himself as a box-to-box midfielder, and he's hoping to add goals to his game to the benefit of himself and the club and the team as well. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting signing. Tim Clancy delighted to get it over the line. He said that Adam really impressed at Waterford in his loan spell last season, and he's a player that he's been monitoring for a while. But a St Patrick's Athletic departure, and one of the big news stories of the last few days is of course James Abankwah. He is in Udinese completing his medical. According to Neil O'Riordan, the fee is more than 500 grand. I heard that it is actually going to be the highest ever fee received up front for a League of Ireland player, eclipsing the 500 grand that was paid for Gavin Bazunu from Manchester City. So Udinese paying a very substantial fee for one of the most promising defenders in the League of Ireland. He made 9 appearances for St Patrick's Athletic last season, aged just 17, recently turned 18. He also came on in the FAI Cup final against Bohemians as well. So this one is definitely one that's going to be interesting. I think he's coming back to St Pat's on loan till the summer, I believe, which makes sense. He can come back to Udinese for a pre-season then. In terms of how the seasons are structured, that definitely makes sense. And I love this as well from St Pat's. This is brilliant and a great sign of things to come, hopefully, in the League of Ireland. When they were first contacted by Udinese about their possible purchase of James Abankwah, the Dublin club laid down 2 conditions. First, the teenager would not be going on a trial at all. If you think he's good enough, you buy him and you treat him and us with the respect you'd afford to any potential signing. And secondly, don't waste our time or yours with an insulting offer. So yeah, brilliantly done from St Patrick's Athletic, and I have a lot of respect and a lot of time for that, and hopefully that's like a common theme moving forward for League of Ireland clubs when it comes to selling their young prize assets that are going to go on to become top players. And we are here at the last transfer of this video that we're going to be discussing today, and it is a belter. Andrew Lyons has confirmed that he will be leaving Bohemians, and he is signed for their Dublin rivals, Shamrock Rovers. Shamrock Rovers released a statement: "We are delighted to announce the signing of Ireland under 21 international Andy Lyons. #Lyons is a hoop." Wow, it's crazy. I thought he was going to, I think Crew Alexandra were interested. I thought that was the natural progression. I think that's what he wanted ideally at the start, and it just didn't really come about or materialise or whatever happened. Who knows what happened behind the scenes. I think Dan McDonnell actually said that compensation was complicating his UK ambitions, so he has decided to head for Tala. And of course this has not gone down well with the Bohemians faithful at all. He has released a statement on Instagram, a post thanking the Bohs fans and the club for all their help in developing him, but it is a big kick in the teeth, isn't it, for them, and a real slap to the face of the Bohs fans to go to Shamrock Rovers. I know it's tough, like players have to prioritise their careers, it's only a short career, they have to make the best decisions financially for themselves and stuff, but it is at the same time a big kick in the face no matter how you slice it, really, to be honest. Shamrock Rovers fans delighted with the signing. It's a great signing, all the controversy aside. It's a fantastic signing, getting a player that was meant to be going abroad and keep him in the league for themselves. It's a fantastic deal. But yeah, it's a, you can see the rat emojis, things like that, and a lot of people aren't going to be happy with him there, but he expected that. I'm sure he did. He's probably talked to Pico Lopez and Danny Mandrew before signing the deal and stuff, and they've kind of told him what to expect and things like that, and he has those players there to support him throughout the next few weeks and next few months and stuff. So yeah, he will be grand. Obvious replacement for Joey O'Brien, and Gannon and Finn aren't getting any younger. Another difficult season ahead for Bohs, with them unable to hold on to their best players. That's a good point as well. Yeah, Joey O'Brien of course leaving Shamrock Rovers, Gannon and Finn are getting into their 30s now and stuff, so it does make sense to bring in Andy Lyons, definitely. And it is a brilliant signing. He's a really talented fullback and probably going to play in the wing back system. I'd like to see Bradley go with the back four though. I just think in a lot of games the five at the back is so negative, and so I don't know, like it seems a little bit, they can be doing bad. They don't need to play a back five. I feel like their defenders are good enough to play in a back four. It feels very safe, doesn't it? It just feels really safe, but sure, who am I to judge? I don't have a clue. Like, so listen, it's hard to know, but like you've Lopez, you've Lee Grace, you've Andy Lyons now, you've all these players. It just seems like the back four is definitely an option, especially when you're trying to fit in all these midfielders. You've Graham Burke, you've Mandrew, you've Byrne. I could go on all day about it, to be honest, but listen, we'll see what happens next season. I just hope, I'd like to see him kind of trying to evolve to a back four and trying to evolve his managerial skills and stuff, and going in different formations and stuff. It's going to be interesting to see next season. Let me know what you think of that. Maybe I'm a bit off there. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, because listen, he is winning titles and stuff as well, so who am I to question what he's doing? But Shamrock Rovers fans, do you think there is a case to make a play a back four next season? Let me know down below. I'm rambling a bit, but let me know down in the comments below. But it is a fantastic signing for Shamrock Rovers, and it's of course a huge blow for Bohemians and for their season next year. But we will see who they get in to replace them. Well guys, there you have it, the latest episode of our transfer show. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, drop a like on it down below and make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. It is much appreciated. We are trying to hit 3k before the season starts, so it would be much appreciated if you can do that. Hope you're all keeping well guys, and I'll catch you in a bit.